Hello, I'm Fast Lawyer. Today we're going to do a Let's Play and initial impressions review for Ergo VR, game released in early access on the Steam store today, May 9th, 2022, for the HTC Vive, Valve Index, and the Oculus Rift. It normally retails for $7. It's on a release sale, 20% off.
I'm following the task sheet I have displayed on my screen. It seems to be accurate to what I've seen.
I got a free Steam key through the Steam Creator Connect program to review this game, and I'm testing it out on the MetaQuest 2 using link cable.
I apologize for the elevator music sounding so terrible. Apparently it was made in a hurry. Not my fault, no apology.
Now, obviously, the first level was
designed to test your knowledge of mobility. If you failed this test, you can always try again.
Obviously, the first level was super easy, no challenge whatsoever. Ergo is basically a puzzle platformer.
With 4 buttons to find. All involve movement of a person/object. Each room contains a button and corresponds to a door. Good luck.
It's obviously influenced by Portal. You see some of the influences with the first puzzle, where you had to move the cube into the right location to open the door. Very Portal-like. Oh, come on. Now, I am playing seated, but obviously you need a little bit of space to push that button. That's really the most difficult part so far as playing this game. I don't like this second level puzzle. It's basically just finding the buttons, moving stuff around to find it. Now, I've already done this puzzle, so I kind of already know where it is. So, spoiler alert, I'm going to spoil about 12 of the 20 levels. So, this game has 20 total levels. It should take most people 1 to 2 hours to complete the game. I wanted to do a full review and complete the game. However, I ran into a game-breaking issue on the 16th level.
Please continue to the next scene. I will delete this room now. Scene stored in memory.
For that reason, I'm only doing a Let's Play initial impressions versus doing a full review. Keep in mind, this is an early access, and there was a warning on the 16th level that it was unstable.
Never mind. This puzzle contains water. This is dangerous to electronics. Find a way to cross the gap using your environment.
And obviously this puzzle has very little difficulty. It's just basically that, if I seem a little quick in solving the puzzles, for the first levels or so, I guess not until I got to the 12th level that I faced really any difficulty. So, while I am doing a little bit faster now that I've already, done all these levels.
Activation buttons may be hidden within the environment and may be required to access certain areas.
It did not take me
to access the next area.
It did not take me a long time to solve the puzzles in my first time seeing the puzzles either. Because the first
puzzle contains a rotating platform. Please be careful, as you could possibly get motion sick and fall off.
The first levels are very easy. There's almost no thought process to them. Which is a shame because this game only has 20 levels, so the majority of the levels are just not complicated at all. They're too easy. So, as far as one of my major complaints about this game is that it's just simply too easy. Especially starting out. It's too easy. And really wasn't until I got to the 12th level that I faced anything that made me think. And I did find the 12th level to be difficult just because it was a new mechanic that was introduced that I didn't even know you could do that. So, for that reason, it took me by surprise. And I actually, on the 12th level, had to look up a YouTube video to be able to solve it. I think it was from the developer. And we have to wait for the contraption to come back to us. Now, some people might get motion sickness from this, as the narrator said, so beware of it. I'm a VR veteran, so it doesn't really bother me at all. As far as my impressions of this game, I did find it to be super clunky. I really think the first 10 levels or so need to be reworked to give them more of a challenge, and it just overall it just needs more puzzles, because it's just too easy. Oh, I forgot what I needed to do. I shouldn't have gotten off, but now I remember what I need to do. So we're just gonna have to wait for the contraption, take that cube and bring it over here on this side. We're gonna have to be quick about it too once we get on this contraption, because I definitely don't want to wait another time for this thing to go all the way around. So, by the way, if you get in the water, you do die. So beware of that. Although you just respawn like really nearby, so it's not really that big of an issue. There is a gravity gun that we're going to get to use, and I'll be able to show that when we get to the 12th level. And then I'll stop this Let's Play and Initial Impressions review at the 12th level. So I am spoiling the majority of the game for you guys, but keep in mind, like I said, these puzzles are just super easy, not complicated at all, so I don't really think I'm spoiling all that much, to be honest. But beware, if you know you want to buy this game, don't want to listen to me blabber on about it, and you know you want this game, go ahead and stop watching my video, because I'm going to spoil more of it.
This test requires you to grab the cube. Oh, never mind.
And this is probably the easiest level so far. There was nothing to it at all.
This is another new mechanic. Moving platforms. Just make it to the end of the room. Easy peasy.
Yeah, this is too easy. Like, there's no challenge here. Like, that was a 7th level. We beat it already. And this is level 8. It's also very easy. It's really not a challenge whatsoever. So, definitely, I think these levels need some rework. It's too easy. There we go, level 7, level 8, matter of seconds, no thought process at all required. Those aren't good puzzles. By the way, you do have full locomotion, smooth and snap turning available. You can set the degree of turn. And the reason I'm using snap turn...
This puzzle is long and may take some time, taking previous mechanics and introducing some new mechanics. If you don't mind, I'm just going to start writing up this email. Okay. Subject. Dear development. No. Hello, T. No, this is supposed to be truthful. Got it. Hello. Apologies for the inconvenience. You may not know me, but I'm Arvel Matrix. I'm very new to Ergo Incorporated and require your assistance. I'm running your spy training application. My client is connected to the server and is finding areas that may or may not be supposed to be accessed by them. If you get the chance, could you follow this up and I can help you out the best I can? Thank you for your time. Arvel Matrix. And send. Alright, thank you. I'm just gonna go on break. Catch you in a bit.
Now, the narrator is okay, but it's not like he's really funny. I haven't heard him really say anything that's all that humorous, so it misses the mark as far as trying to be a Portal clone. As I was saying, though, I am using snap turn because I found the smooth turn is way too slow. You can't set the degree of the snap turn. I think this is the default one, which is probably too small of a degree of turn, but you can change it in the settings. I can't be bothered with that. Okay. So we push the button, and I think we have to go all the way across now to get the cube. And then once we have the cube, we can mess with that. Again, here, we need to wait for this contraption. It's going really slow. Then we get the cube at the end here, and all we're going to do is get the cube and go right back. So, again, this part, there are several parts to this puzzle. So this has probably been the best puzzle so far, but it's really not complicated either. It's just, putting the separate parts together. But, again, doesn't really take a whole lot of mental acuity. It's just, following the easy steps that should be very intuitive and doesn't require much thought. Really, the only slowdown here is just having to do the different parts, and having to wait for this contraption that goes pretty slow as well. This game is running on the Unreal Engine. On my RTX 3080, I am getting 90 frames per second. Other than the level 16, I had not faced any major bugs, but like I said, level 16 is a game-breaking bug. I will say the developer did put a warning on level 16 that it was still being developed and to expect errors. So I faced a game-breaking bug. I couldn't finish the game, but on the other hand, the developer did state that would be the case. So now we just have to wait for it to come back down. And there we go. We finished the level. So again, not very complicated. It did take quite a while though, just because of the different parts involved, but not really complicated. And I breezed through all these puzzles the first time I played this game. So even though I've already done the game and now it's probably a little faster, but not too. It's really not that much faster. I didn't slow down until level 12. On level 12, I got stuck and I had to look up a video on YouTube. I think the video was by the developer, and it was just a mechanic that I didn't know existed. So that was the challenge really from the game. It was something that I didn't think was possible as far as doing with the new game mechanic introduced. And maybe some people are able to figure it out, but for me, it was just not something that I thought was part of the game. I don't really like puzzles like that where something new is introduced that most people I don't think would think of. And again, this might cause motion sickness for some people, but as a VR veteran, it really doesn't affect me.
I went on break.
So this game does get more complicated as you go along. I think after level 12 is really when you start, or actually at level 12.
The script says you need to solve it by flying?
So it says test chamber 1, 2.
What's going on? And they expect you to fly?
Yeah, I had no idea what he was talking about when he was talking about flying. Like, I didn't know what that had to do with solving the puzzle, but it really is the key to solving the puzzle. From that, you might be able to figure out what you need to do, but I wasn't able to. Like I said, I had to look up a YouTube video online. And it wasn't until this level that I got stuck and had to look for a solution online. Before this, I was just breezing through all the puzzles with no difficulty. So this was the first difficult one, and I tried solving it this way. You obviously open the door there, but you can't get past the water, because if you go through the water, you die. So, like, what do you do? Like, I couldn't figure it out. Oh, what happened there? Whoa. That was strange. That hadn't happened before. That's a new bug there. Not a major bug, but definitely not. So I even tried that, putting the cube on this little red button over there. It spawns another gravity gun, but, I couldn't figure out what to do. I didn't see what you were supposed to do. But basically, this is all wrong. So this is not the way to do it. And if you start off thinking that way, trying to figure it out that way, you're not going to get it. What you have to do, actually, is this. Flying. Now, how do you fly? Well, hopefully we get it right. Because flying is actually not easy. And there's no way I would have figured out flying by myself. Or at least I don't think so. I spent like a good 30 minutes at least, maybe 45 minutes, trying to figure out this puzzle without looking anything up, I finally gave up and went online to try to find a solution. But basically, you're supposed to do this, which even the first part of this is difficult because you might think, I can't even jump on the cube. How am I supposed to fly on it? Okay, there we go. Oh, so you see part of the problem there. If you don't know that you can fly, you might think from that you cannot fly, but you can. I just messed that up. It's kind of tricky. Actually, once you do it, it seems easy, but before that, it's actually pretty difficult, and it's very easy to mess up. So let's spend a little bit more time. And okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make it. Okay. And obviously that's it. We can also holster this here. That's it.
Oh, I see. Well, I bet you can't make it past this room without
We can.
the physics tool.
Now, I'm not going to show any more of the game because I don't want to spoil more of the game. I think I already spoiled enough. But you see that I didn't really spoil all that much. Really, the 12th level is the only one that's tricky that might have made you think for quite a while to figure it out, what he's talking about as far as what did he mean by flying? How do you fly? Like, I couldn't figure that out. Like I said, I did get to level 16. On level 16, I faced an error. And let me explain what happened on level 16. The developer does have a note on level 16 that's under development, so keep in mind that's what the developer put on that own level. But basically, the game would reset me each time I tried to move the cube. Like you saw there, I was moving the cube with a gravity gun. That's a part of level 16. And I was trying to move the cube to touch a button, but each time I would try to do that, the game would reset. It would kick me back out of the level into the start of the level. It did that each time I tried to solve the puzzle. So it's a game-breaking bug that I couldn't get around, and that's why I'm doing this Let's Play initial impressions. Obviously, my initial impressions were full of negatives. The puzzles are too easy. Until you get to the 12th level, they really are too easy. It's not till this level 12, level 13, level 14, level 15, level 16 that I was starting to enjoy the puzzles because there were more complicated, more parts to the puzzles. But I can't say that this game at any point really got to a point where it was making me think for a while as far as actually solving the puzzle, other than the part where I couldn't figure out that the cube could fly. Other than that, though, I really haven't faced anything that really was mentally taxing. A lot of the difficulties in the later levels is just the execution. So I did have a problem with flying the cube, especially in this level. To me, I found it much harder to fly the cube in this level than even the previous one. I'm not sure why, but to me, I found it much more difficult to fly the cube later on. There are some nice parts to this game. I think this game just needs a lot more polish. Obviously, right now it's kind of clunky. All the interactions just could use a little bit more work to make it smooth and polished. I think definitely a lot of the early puzzles need to be reworked to make them more challenging, because right now there's just not enough mental challenge in solving these puzzles. It is budget priced, though. It's only $7. Normal price $7. It's 20% off on the release sale, so it's pretty cheap. It's budget priced. But there's also not a lot of content. There's only 20 levels, and the developer says it should take 1 to 2 hours to complete the game. Given that, I'm going to give this game a 5.5 out of 10. I can't positively recommend this game because I don't think there's enough here for me to say that this is a good puzzle platformer. I think it wants to be Portal, but it just pales in comparison to Portal. It's just not. Currently, it's not. The puzzles just aren't designed very well. So that's the biggest criticism I have of this game. Also, it just feels like an early access game. Like I said, I'm facing a game-breaking bug on the 16th level. There are some nice things to this game, though. Like I said, I was enjoying the puzzles more from level 12 to level 13, 14, 15, and 16. But then I faced that game-breaking bug, and like I said, there's only 20 levels, and the majority of them are just too easy. So based on that, I'm only giving a neutral recommendation of 5.5 out of 10. And I think I'm being generous with that score, but that's why I'm going to give this game a 5.5 out of 10. Really, only buy this game if you want to support the developer, if you like this concept, and if you have faith or hope that this developer is going to continue working on the game to make it a better experience with future updates, then go ahead and buy this game. But as far as the actual game itself, I don't think it's a good puzzle platformer. I think the puzzles just aren't designed well, and I really think the developer is going to have to rework several of the puzzles to make this a pleasant experience. Anyways, I'm Fast Lawyer. This has been my Let's Play and initial impressions review for Ergo VR. If you enjoyed my video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, have a wonderful day. Goodbye.